On this channel, I talk a lot about making money. I talk about how to make money by investing, how to make money by starting different side hustles and different businesses, and also how to make money by saving money through taxes and other LLC formats. But up to this point, I try to stay away from some of the more exciting ways to make money or some of the more risky ways to make money. However, as I realize, some people have a naturally higher risk tolerance than other people, and they want to know what options they have if they want to take a lot of risk in order to make a lot of money in a short period of time. So that's when I had the idea to make this video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 6 riskiest ways you can make $100 a day, starting with a very small amount of money. Now, obviously, that goes to say that you shouldn't be trying any of these methods if you don't have a high risk tolerance or if you don't have all of that money that you're willing to bet to lose, because some of the things that I will mention in this video I have tried myself before, and some of the things I know just from reputation that I ought to stay away from. But if we haven't met already, my name is Anfernee. I like to make videos about making money online, as I said, and if you want to make a few dollars yourself for completely free, then use the public link in the description below, where if you just sign up and open an account, you will get a partial share of any stock of your choosing, and that's just sort of an invitation gift just for making an account. However, moving into the purpose of this video, let's get into number 1 of the riskiest ways that you can make $100 a day. And the very first risky way that you can make $100 a day is very in season right now because of all of the sports going on, and that is because of sports betting. So as of the day I'm recording this video right now, we're right in the middle of the NBA playoffs, so you better bet that there's a lot of sports betting going on around the world right now on who will win each game, each series, and overall the NBA championship. Now, the way sports betting works and why it's so risky is that you're basically designed to lose, because at the end of the day, the purpose of any business and any successful and long-running business as sports betting has been, the house has to make money in some way, and more than likely it will come at your expense. But let's just assume that you are one of the unnaturally gifted people at sports betting and picking the winning outcome of a sports game. So if you were one of these people, how would you go about making $100 a day? Well, the thing is that most sports betting websites go by a plus-minus system. And while this can get very complicated, I'm going to try to break it down into the simplest of terms. Basically, what the plus-minus system is in a nutshell is the amount of money you would have to bet in order to win $100. So for example, in a sports betting situation, if a team's likelihood of winning was plus 110, you would have to bet $110 in order to win $100 in that situation. Now, this does not include point spreads or anything like that. This is just simple plus minus terms. However, when you move on to the underdog side of the plus minus, if a team's likelihood of winning was minus 110, if you bet $100, you would then win $110. So the minus is actually the amount you would win if you bet $100. Now, as I said, this can get very complicated, and that was about as simple as I can put it. But theoretically, if you started off with about $100 to $150, if you were able to pick your winning team every single bet, you could theoretically make $100 every single day and be living the good life. However, if you're not that into sports and you want to move into another risky way to make $100 a day, another great way you can do that is by day trading the stock market. Now, day trading in the stock market has notoriously been a risky way to invest your money and a notorious way to lose money, as there has been studies to say that only 10% of overall day traders actually make money in the stock market over an extended period of time. That means that just by getting started in day trading in the stock market, you have a 90% chance of losing money, which may sound like bad odds, but you still have a 10% chance of actually being successful. So if you are a part of that 10% that are successful, how would you actually go about making $100 a day? Well, with day trading in the stock market, you have to understand that you have to abide by a certain set of rules, and one of the most restricting of those rules is the pattern day trader law. Basically, what this rule says is that if you have under $25,000 in your trading account, you can only make 3 day trades within a 5-day trading period. So if you want to make $100 a day, you will first have to fund your account with over $25,000. And once you do that, you have to find a strategy or a method to make about 0.5% every single day in order to achieve your $100 goal. Now, this is also assuming that you start off the day every single day with $25,000 and that you don't use any of your profits to reinvest, as if you do, you obviously could make $100 a lot easier, but you also will be exposing yourself to a lot more risk. So day trading itself is something I have tried and I have made videos about in the past. And as I said, of everything on this list, it may be one of the more guaranteed ways to lose money if you're not careful. But moving on to the third way that you can make $100 a day. This goes slightly in tune with day trading a little bit, but that is by Forex trading. Now, I also mentioned Forex trading in a previous video of mine, and that video was actually going over the top 5 scams of 2020 or something like that, and I had Forex trading right in the middle of that list. But it wasn't necessarily the Forex trading itself, but it was more of the pyramid scheme structure that most Forex trading classes have, where you have to pay money to get started to someone else, and that money flows up the chain of command until it reaches the top. However, for those that don't don't know what Forex trading is, it is where you make trades on the differences between different foreign currencies in a hope of making a profit between those differences. So what you can do theoretically is buy the US dollar when it's low with British pounds, and once the US dollar appreciates in value, you can then transfer those British pounds back into dollars and then make your money on the differences between those valuations. However, this market, as with the day trading market, is extremely speculative, and in my opinion, it is extremely hard to profit from. Now, I have tried to stay as far away from Forex trading as I possibly could, and I've never really actually gotten my hand into it, but for those who are really strong risk takers and have a high risk tolerance, you could theoretically make $100 a day with Forex trading, starting with as little as $100 itself, because you are not limited in Forex trading by the pattern day trader rule, meaning that you don't have to have $25,000 in your trading account to get started with Forex trading. You can start with as little as $1. Now, because you can start with a much smaller amount of money, you will have to be much more profitable in order to achieve that same $100 threshold. So instead of having to make a 0.5% a day with the $25,000, you will need to be making 100 to 200% a day if you're starting out with $50 to $100. And those last three are some of the more boring ways you can make $100 a day of the 6 things I'm going to talk about in this video and in this list. Now, the next 3 things I'm going to talk about are a little bit more fun and a little bit more entertainment friendly. And the number 4 risky way you can make $100 a day is actually by participating in medical trials. Now, the reason why I say this is fun is because you never know what can come out of these trials. The reason why these companies are having these trials in the first place is to test out if their medicine is safe. The same thing happens on animals a lot of the time with different vaccines, with different makeup trials, with different medicines, and before releasing a drug to the mass public, they have to make sure that there aren't any adverse side effects on a small group of people. And most of the time, in order to participate in these medical trials, you have to volunteer and be chosen, and upon volunteering and getting selected, they will compensate you with a healthy amount of money depending on how risky their trial is. I've seen on average people get between $250 to $1,000 for participating in a medical trial. Now, if we take the high-end number of $1,000 for one medical trial, theoretically you only have to complete 3 medical trials every single month in order to reach your goal of $100 a day. Now, would I recommend doing 36 medical trials a year? Nah, maybe not so much, because you never know what can happen to your body. However, if you were a little short on cash, then it may not be a terrible option. But this leads me to the number 5 risky way you can make $100 a day, and almost a little bit of a guilty pleasure of mine to watch on YouTube, and that is actually by gambling on a site called WeBull. Now, the WeBull site has a lot of gambling games on it, and I don't like to play the games myself, but I do like to watch other YouTubers play them, and it sort of lets me live vicariously through them losing and making money sometimes. But one of the most popular games on a site called WeBull is this game called Crash, and basically the premises behind this game is that you start off by betting any amount of money, whether it be $100, $200, $300, and then when the game starts, the rocket goes up to a certain multiplier, and you have to choose when to cash out before the rocket crashes. So if you bet $100 and the rocket goes to a 10 times multiplier, you will be walking out of that bet with $1,000. However, if you bet that same $100 and you thought the rocket would go to 10x, but it only goes to 2x, once that rocket crashes before you cash out, you will lose all the money that you bet, and you won't get it back unless you play again. Now, this is probably the most pure form of gambling of anything in this video, more than sports bet itself, because with Crash, there is no way of knowing how high your probability of being successful. And then you may say, well, what if I just cash out at 1.01x 1,000 times? Then I can make a lot of money really easily. But the thing with that is that if you choose to take small bets and it crashes out at 1x without moving at all, which it does a few times, you will lose all the little wins that you were making and probably some of your principal as well. So with this method of making $100 a day, you can definitely start off with $1, $100, or $1,000. However, this is probably the most likely way that you will end up losing everything that you started with. And lastly, at the number 6 way of making $100 a day, we have yet another form of day trading, but it's not exactly what you may think. And this form of day trading has to do with Elon Musk and cryptocurrency. So a risky way that you can make $100 a day is by watching Elon Musk's Twitter feed, and whenever he tweets about a certain cryptocurrency or a certain stock, just go in and buy or sell that stock based on his opinion. Now, this may sound ridiculous, but there has been multiple occasions where a single tweet by Elon Musk has moved the entire cryptocurrency market and also the entire valuation of stocks by millions and almost billions of dollars at times. Now, because Elon is so unpredictable, there is also a high chance that you can lose all of your money with this as well. Elon has previously been a big proponent of Dogecoin and Bitcoin, only to come back and say that Bitcoin is unsustainable and environmentally unfriendly. And with both of those supports and dismissals, the value of the currency itself has been extremely volatile. But for me, I think it is really fun and even somewhat strange just seeing exactly how much power one man has just with a tweet from his phone. But with all that being said, I really hope you did enjoy these 6 risky ways to make $100 a day. If you did, do your boy a favor and drop a like on this video, and also hit that subscribe button as well if you like content like this. And also don't forget to check the links in the description, as there really is some cool free stuff down there. But I will see you in the next one, guys. Peace.